Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another 1000 Gamerscore report. And today we are talking about Jurassic World Evolution 2. This is a straight sequel to the original Jurassic World Evolution, which came out a few years ago and is almost exactly the same type of game. And I thoroughly enjoyed that game, and so I thoroughly enjoyed this game as well. It is a park builder where you are managing a park. You are creating mostly pens and containment enclosures for dinosaurs of different needs. Some that need certain food, some that need certain amounts of space, some that need certain types of vegetation, some that get along, some that don't, and trying to contain them in an organized way in your park, providing things for your guests along the way, because the whole point is to get guests into the park to see those dinosaurs and to spend money on the park to improve your park rating. So the game has a total of 54 achievements, and so there's 1000 gamer score for the base game, and then there is DLC available for this game. I think there's 2 currently paid DLC packs, which brings the total number of achievements up to 1120 for the gamer score. This does seem like the kind of game that is going to get small constant updates. There are regular content updates, releases of new dinosaurs, and I bet at some point there is going to be another DLC, a paid DLC that comes out, and it will probably have additional achievements attached to it, which is kind of annoying. I like to be able to finish a game and move on and then not have my perfect score ruined later on down the road when more DLC comes out. That's probably going to happen here. Maybe we'll revisit the game at that point, but just to give you a heads up, if you're one of those people as well, there's probably still more DLC to come at the time that I'm releasing this video. Nothing's been announced yet, but it does seem like a very like a likely outcome. For those achievements, you do not have to go into any kind of online play or competitive PvP mode. There's nothing like that. It's all single player mode, and so that is nice. You don't have to worry about chasing anybody or finding anybody or worrying about matchmaking or anything else like that. This is a completely single player game. In terms of total play time, this one it's a little tough to nail down. It is a hefty investment. I'm gonna give the big range of anywhere from 50 hours to 100 hours. And the main driver for that is going to be there's 5 challenge missions that you have to beat in the game on the hardest difficulty. And each of them, in my view, is gonna take at least 10 hours of investment, which will put you at the 50 hours. Now, if you are amazing at the game, if you've studied the game, if you just get this, you can probably blaze through them in half that time. And the way I did it is I played each of those challenges on the normal difficulty first, because there is an achievement to unlock, to defeat those modes, those missions on any difficulty, and then a second achievement to do it on the hardest Jurassic difficulty. So I played through each of them on normal first to get a feel for them, because then I made video walkthroughs for the hard mode, and I wanted to kind of get an understanding of what those maps and missions were like. So my play time on those was much higher. You can probably do the Jurassic mode run all by itself. Again, if you're very good, if you have a good understanding of the mechanics. So 50 hours, I think, at a minimum. On top of all those challenge maps, there is a hefty story across not only the base game, but some additional, the DLCs each have story modes attached to them. And there's hours that you have to put into the game to grind it out. So it is not a quick finish, but it's a pretty consistent one in terms of the difficulty. There's nothing here that's too crazy other than those challenge modes, which we'll talk about in a little bit more detail here shortly. So what can you expect in terms of tasks that you have to complete in order to earn all of the achievements? Thankfully, it is fairly straightforward. 90% of the achievements are going to be just to play through the game. If you play through the story mode for all of the regular mission and all of the DLC, you're going to get most of the achievements. You'll probably get 80 to 90% of the achievements for the game. You then have to do the challenge mode to get those additional 10 achievements, right? And if you do those, story mode and the challenges, you're probably 90 to 95% of the way there. There are no collectibles. There's no hunting or scavenging around the map or finding little secrets or anything like that. But there are a couple of add-on achievements that either task you with certain requirements. There's one mission in the game where you can herd the dinosaurs. You're in the Jeep that drives around the map, and you can actually corral the dinosaurs and send them to a location. And there's an achievement that has you herd a certain number of them all at once. You could miss that if you don't know it. I think it's a secret achievement, and you could play the mission and not complete that. But you can replay everything. So it's not like anything is missable in terms of, oh, I can't ever go get that achievement without a full playthrough. You'll just need to replay that potential mission where you missed it. There is a kind of unlock everything, and again, I'll talk about this in a later section of the video, where you have to research all the buildings and unlock all the dinosaurs and find out all the sicknesses. It's not quite a collectible. It's just do everything, right? If you play through the game and you do everything, you'll get most of the achievements. And then again, a couple of little secret ones. You have to damage that same Jeep that I talked about when herding. You have to damage that by running it into walls enough to blow it up to unlock a secret achievement. There's maybe 4 or 5 of those. Little add-ons, very quick, very simple. You just have to look them up because they're not obvious, and you could miss them in a normal playthrough of the game. And so following up on that, my most annoying achievement in the game is going to be I can see everything. This requires you to unlock 100% of the database in the game. And as I mentioned, that database is a collection of they're kind of like little log entries or descriptions, but you have to get everything. So you have to release every dinosaur. You have to not build, but you have to research every building. You have to cure every disease. And so it can be a little bit frustrating because when you go into the database, you can see what categories you're missing. Like it'll say buildings 60 out of 72. And oh, okay, I've got 12 buildings left. And there'll be little outlines that are shaded. It doesn't tell you you're missing building X, but you can kind of see, oh, it looks like this. I can then match that up in game. Or, oh, I've got power plants A, B, and C, and then the next one's blacked out. It looks like I need one of the power plants. So there's a little bit of a help there, but it's also a little bit of guesswork on trying to unlock that achievement. Now, thankfully, I got almost everything unlocked. Again, you can save this to the end. Do your normal playthrough, do the challenge modes, and almost everything is going to unlock automatically. There are 1 or 2 diseases that can be difficult. I got all of them from the playthrough, but there's 1 or 2 people have trouble with. The thing that you can do, though, to catch up on anything you missed is sandbox mode. Sandbox mode is awesome. It is just a free build, no restriction. You can tailor the settings however you want. You can turn things off. You want free money, infinite money? Great, you can do that. You want to build everything right from the start? Research is turned off. But then if you want to unlock the missing buildings, you can turn research on and keep infinite money on, and research time will be super fast. And then you can just go through the research tree, unlock everything, and then you'll finish off if you're missing any buildings. It's a very easy way to complete the building section of the database and anything else that you're missing as well. It's very quick, very easy, and you can go through and just do everything, and that way you'll make sure you don't have any gaps in that database, and you'll get that achievement. The most difficult achievement in the game, it's a little bit tough to pick just one. It is a category of achievements, and I hinted at them earlier. It is the complete the 5 challenge missions on the Jurassic difficulty. Each one of those is very difficult. It takes a lot of time. There is a chance that your park fails and you lose a run and you lose hours of investment. It's not a high chance though, and you can save at checkpoints throughout. So if you have a good first hour and you have a good base for your park, you can make a save, and then if you screw something up a half hour down the road, you can go back and reload your checkpoint. And each of those 5 is difficult. Some are more difficult than others, but that may vary based on your taste and your strengths and just how the luck of that run goes. What events did you get? Some of them have like free money that you can get at certain points, which can save a bad run. Sometimes you get that, sometimes you don't. That can greatly increase or decrease the difficulty of the run. So there are 5 achievements for those 5 challenges to complete them on Jurassic difficulty. They are tough. They are where you're going to spend the most of your time and effort in this game. Other than maybe the collective story is close to that investment as well, but it's a much easier, slower pace, lower bar in terms of skill and stress and everything else. So those 5 challenges, Jurassic difficulty, that is the big hurdle to the 1000 gamer score here. I did make a video series for each of those 5 challenges on Jurassic difficulty. They're on the channel. They're not a full playthrough, but they're the greatest hits. The early game, which I think is the most crucial, where you might need the most help or guidance figuring out the key to getting on the right path to defeating the challenge, is in there in real time. And then as I progress later and later on in the mission, there are sections that are sped up or sections that are cut out, so that you can see the progress without having to go through some of these runs, again, take 10, 12, 13 hours. So I wanted the videos to be complete, but not ridiculously long and boring. So they are very long. They are 3, 4, 5 hours, but they're time-stamped, and hopefully they'll help guide you through any of those challenges that you have trouble with. So that brings us to our overall score for the game. And I gotta say, these were really, really good. Everything here is solid and it makes sense. And even the little silly secret stuff is not overly arduous. The fact that you're given the database, that you can see it and get the hints, all of that is really good. The previous Jurassic World Evolution had a cap timer on the mission for like the hard challenge mode missions, and you had to complete the 5-star rating within a certain time, within 3 hours, or your run failed and you didn't get it. And that made those so much more difficult. They got rid of that in Jurassic World Evolution 2. There's a par time that you can try to hit if you want, but it doesn't void the achievement if you go over it, which is fantastic. That's great. I love it. Great change. So everything about this was really, really good. Again, there is a lot of time invested. Some of those challenges are a little bit tedious, but this is a great find and a great grind, and it's a good path to 1,000 gamer score. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 in terms of my rating for how good is this in terms of if you're hunting for those achievements, if you like completing a game, yeah, this is a pretty good one. You do have to work for it. You do have to put the time in, but it's not like you're going to get stuck and have to give up on any other factor than time, I believe. Again, a little difficulty with those challenges, but you can get through it for sure. If you've played the game, you studied it, and you learned the mechanics, which is what achievements should be. They should reward you for being good at the game. They should challenge you. They should push your limits, but not punish you overly for messing up and failing. And I think this game hits it right on the head. So 9 out of 10 for me, highly recommended. Go out and pick up Jurassic World Evolution 2 and enjoy it. I like all kinds of games, first-person shooters, high action. It's nice to have a little bit of a park builder, which can have its tense moments as well. When a storm hits, when the power goes out, when the dinos are escaping from their cages, things can get frantic, and check out your ability to quickly deal with a problem as well, and then also remain calm when you're just kind of working through the tech tree and building up your park. So great game, highly recommend it. Go out and pick up Jurassic World Evolution 2 and work your way towards that full achievement score. That's going to wrap this one up. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.